We forgot to actually start the video. So I'm actually going to turn off that screen so that we don't have my voice going circular thing, because, you know, we get enough of it when we do this. And if we turn off the screen share, then we get the webcam. And we get that, which is my favorite thing also.
Wasn't everyone's favorite?
Screen share and hope. Entire screen share. Yes. It's on a 90-second delay there, and then it's recorded and stored. Yeah. So like if you missed something today, you can always go back and watch the video again. And if you have to miss a day because you're sick or whatever, you'll be able to tune in live. And then I need to grab a mentor to sit in on this chat. I'll be back in a second. You know, if I had a little brother like you, I'd cry too. You're welcome, Randy. All right, so we're going to get started now. We're gonna pick up where we left off last week, which is we had just gotten our preview version of our app working on our computers. We're now going to put them on GitHub because, bless you, because we'll use the Adobe PhoneGap build service to build the actual installable APK for Android. And that will actually pull from your GitHub account. So as you can see, let's see here. Let me just enlarge things so people watching on the screen can see. So as you see, we'll go to GitHub here, and literally you're just going to go up here and you can create a new repository. You'll give it a name. If you look at our screen cap, you can literally call it First Android. We've already done this for demo purposes, so I'm not going to actually do this live. Yes. Yeah. So you can do first dash Android, you can do first underscore Android, you can do camel casing. What you name your repository is not that crucial right now. You could call it my first app, you could call it fart button, ho ho ho, whatever you want. You want to make it a public app. You want to make sure that the initialize this repository with the README box here, right here, is not checked. That you have add, get, ignore, and add a license, none. You basically want to create an empty repository. Is everybody through this step, and do you have your? Yes, you should. I'm going to create this repo because I'll kill it later. You should basically have a screen now like this. And if we go to our demo here, it'll show you the same thing. Yes, you want you can't have a private repo unless you have a paid account with GitHub. So it's got to be a public repo, but it's not like you have any super confidential information in this app. So. And the PhoneGap build service will work for free if you're building from a public repo. Cooper? What's not working?
After I type in the last command, it push -u origin. The origin is not just the state repository. They don't have to be repository. Please make sure you have the correct access repository.
Okay, two things. Did you use the full?
Yes, it is. I use the full.
Okay. Are you using your correct username and password to push?
I think so.
Okay, so now, okay, so once you've got your repo set up, we're going to go back to Cloud 9. And we're going to initialize the directory. We're going to add your files for the first time. We're going to commit it. So when you're on Cloud 9, you want to make sure. Let's make this bigger. Let's change the view on this. So everybody can see this. So when you're on Cloud 9, you want to make sure you're in the top level of your workspace. So if you'd named it Dojo first, you know, the app that you created with the Ionic command at the beginning, you want to be here, workspace, Dojo first. That's where you want to be. And you're going to run this sequence of commands one at a time from your command line. You're going to git init. And that will initialize the repository on your at the local level. Then git add dot basically says, make sure Git is a version control system, so you actually have to add files to the list of files it knows it's managing. So you git add dot will add everything in that directory and everything in the directories below it. So it basically is going to add your whole project. And it's going to add every file in your project right now. Once they're added, you have to commit them. And this is one of the basic things in version control, is that you regularly commit your changes. So this is our first time, you're just going to commit the entire files. But then as you update your files, we can talk about the way you'll do the changes and then commit your changes. So has everybody initialized their repository, added their files, and committed their changes? Raise your hand if you have not done this. Well, you're skipping ahead, Brandon. What? This is you after. No. So you do git commit -m, then you do a commit message, so that you understand what you were doing when you're committing. So like, if you're like doing a bug fix, then you might have a command like bug fix that dealt with whatever. It's a little comment to yourself, so you can go through your commits and see what you did. And you need to do that And note that you're using single quotes here. You know, you don't want to have anything in your comment that has an apostrophe in it, like Dan's commit or something, because if you have something in there like Dan's commit, you may have issues. Where did Brandon go? You're helping your brother? Let's see. Yeah, so let's see here. Let's look up what you've done here. Okay, so you're doing the commands right. Did you create the repository in GitHub? Okay. So let's try git remote, add origin. Fetal origin does not appear to be a git. Just a sec. Not add origin. URL to your repo.
The next step at origin, should we add the HTTPS one or
HTTPS. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's. Well, actually, let's see here. Android. Where's your? There we go. Here's the GitHub. So this works. Voxel explosion.git. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is weird because it's been working like that for me. Some people are having like different issues on Cloud9. It's like not being consistent. Oh, well, for one thing, it's saying, I don't know. Okay, because, yeah, it's saying I don't handle protocol open brackets. So where's the bracket coming from? Did you? I didn't put a bracket. Let me just see something here. Yeah, see, you did that. Git remote and origin. So apparently you gave it that command that's given it some issues. So we need to. So it's trying to push to that origin, and that's why it's having the trouble. So let me look. Let's Google this. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this. So we had a student put in a bad origin, and now Git's giving him trouble because it would not let him. It's trying to push to the bad origin instead of the right origin. You actually, yeah. So let me show you how you would actually. You don't want to have the brackets. You want to actually. So. So you'd want something like this. Yeah. So yeah, you can actually cut and paste this line in. But we've got to. What I want to do is I want to go on Google see if we can solve this young man's problem here. Removing a remote. User documentation, GitHub help. So for you, let's go in and, can you see what I've got on the screen here? Let's try and remove these bad origins. Yeah, so you want to do git remote -v to see your current remotes. Okay, I'm helping this young man. I'll be with you in a moment. Okay, so yeah, see, you've got, yeah, so what you want to do is you want to do git remote rm origin. Now you can just up arrow, actually up arrow on your keyboard there, and you can see, you can go up arrow twice. Now you can see your current remotes. Okay, so you have no remotes. Now you can basically go to your GitHub page. Yeah, go to your GitHub page there, and just, yeah, cut and paste that line right there. Git remote add origin, and that should work for you. Yeah, Cooper.
Every time I put name insert, it's not a value.
Okay. So this is, if you're gonna, have you pushed your remote to Git? You've done everything with Git?
No.
Okay, so let's not skip ahead.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, so this is, you're running the default app because you have not, Jerome, you're running the default app that Ionic created because you haven't put in an app.
Oh.
So, yeah, because he missed all of last time. This is an incremental course. Yeah. Hello.
When I try to, does the update work?
So let's see here. Failed to push some refs. Updates were rejected because the remote contains work that you do not have locally. This is usually caused by another repository push. So let's look at your GitHub here. Okay, see, you created it with a README. Oh, wait. Oh, you created it at too high a level. So what we're going to want to do is let's create a new repository. And let's call it ISANA2. Okay. Okay. So what we want to do here is, notice how I said you want to make sure. So your workspace dojo first. Right. So let's see here. Let's go to your, so you created your account as Hisana. First Android. All right, Dojo first commit. Pardon me. So it's not, yeah. Can I look here? Let's see here. Sorry, this is not, this is a MacBook, so this doesn't hang on. And you committed everything? Because the remote contains work that you do, not have one for this usually possible. I can't see the what you did before. Let's just close that. Here we go. Have the scroll bar for a second. Oh, cool. Ah. Origin. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. What you want to do is, you see how he had removed the origin? So do the same thing, remove the origin and set the origin again with the new repo and try that. But that'll help. You can do git remote v. So type in git remote v. And yeah, so git remote rm destination. I mean, not destination, remove origin, rm origin. And then if you get remote -v, you'll see that you have no remote set. All right. So let's go git stage. Nothing specified, nothing added. Let's try git add dot. And then just try git commit, just call it second commit. See if it commits anything. On branch master, nothing to commit, working directory clean. All right, so let's hit your git remote. So go back up here, just to add Hi Santa. And we'll drop into Hi Santa 2. And we'll grab that line right there. Now you should try the push. Looks like you're getting it this time. Alrighty. Yes.
Is there some possibility that you would get a fatal error that I do not handle HTTPS?
He was getting that the other time. What had ended up happening was he had copied it in with brackets. So who's getting the fatal error?
Oh, well, we were trying to go at the same time, but it was coming up over here.
Okay. Well, where's the fatal error message? Yeah. See, you notice that you have the bracket in there, so you'd accidentally put the brackets in with your remote origin. You have to remove it. So you need to remove your current remote using this. So do git remote -v.
Oh, I see. And then git remote.
And then you'll want to do git remote rm origin, and that'll get rid of the bad one. And then copy that one without any brackets right out of the GitHub stage.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
You found in contact with GitHub?
What?
You signed in contact with GitHub?
I don't know. I think you can. You need an Adobe ID. Yes, Kevin.
Wedding
Your computer locked.
My computer locked itself. All right, I'll be back in a sec.
Maybe I just compile everything. Should I? I'm on the Adobe tab. Should I build it? You should wait. Okay.
Alrighty, so is everybody through the GitHub step? No. Yeah. Yeah, so it'll probably just like an area. Yes. What is that? Well, so you're running, remember, you want to get out of the I'm sorry to remind you.
Show it.
So, let's go back to what I mean by Cloud 9. So, here's, yeah, CoderDojo.
Sorry for the disappearance, folks. Had to go get the banana piano working.
Banana piano?
Yes, you do your username, and then it will ask for your password. It just asks for your username, Cooper. Yes, it did, Cooper. Yes, it did. So here, look. If you go to GitHub, seriously, it's like, where's your GitHub? There you go. Your Cooper Bolnash. That's your username with capital C and a capital B. Do you remember? Cooper Bolnash is your username. Do you remember the password you used to sign up for GitHub? Good. Yes.
How long the lockout period is? Like it's telling her, sorry,
I don't know how long the lockout period is. I think you may have to contact them, but yeah. Yeah, just wait. Okay, so they just wait, but what you may want to do is like do a password reset or something. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yes.
Class is Python class, right? Does not.
No, it was Python class last month in April.
So it was over?
Yeah. Python is going to restart. It's going to start another follow-on lesson. They're going to be over in the conference room off the kitchen. Chris is going to have room for 11 kids. Sign-ups already happened.
Oh, so that's the next level in Python?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is now when so that class, whoever wants to join the Android app, this is the Android app.
Yes, and we're.
Start from May?
What?
This started from May?
Yeah, this started last week.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Last week I saw this Android app and then what happened to the Python class?
Yeah.
So you're done with the Python?
No, Python, this is the rotating classroom. So we have a different class in here like every month. Although we're going to have one class that'll run all summer in here. And then we'll have like a 6-week Minecraft and then another class again. All right?
Okay.
So classes rotate through this room.
Okay.
Do you guys have any dailies?
There might be some in a first aid kit. Go ask Sam in the beginner's room. He might know where a first aid kit is. Yes, Cooper.
Free stuff and now I can't check it.
No. Cooper. Okay. Okay. So I just told this other boy about this. It does not move when you type your password because it does not want to show anybody how long your password is. So it looks like it's frozen, but it's just accepting your password and you need to press enter.
Okay, so here I followed all the steps,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still giving me with an error. And I also did all this stuff too.
Okay, so let me see your Cloud9 again. Okay, so yeah, git push u, origin does not appear to be a repository. Okay, what happened was that some people were putting in stuff with the brackets or messing something up. So I think Brandon had this issue, and he had misspelled origin.
I had an issue?
Yes.
I'm having an issue now.
So let's try the git remote v, and let's see what git remote -v, and see what your origin is. Okay, apparently you've not set up your origin.
Okay.
It doesn't even think you have one. So the best thing to do is you want to go right here and copy this line, git remote @origin, and paste that in there. All right, I need to help her next. Oh, Amesh has got her. Okay.
I think I may have done it wrong, but now I'm like legit, and almost so black, but it's not playing anything.
I'll have to help you debug that in a minute. Yes.
So the other guy told me to delete a Bonji and then run it again, but there's my that.
Okay, first off, let's avoid Apache in the first place, because you're trying to you only need a Apache here if you're running the yeah, that's wow, that's you don't want that. Yeah, you don't want that. Who told you to do that? So what are you trying to do here? You're trying to
So last time my app was working fine, but now it's not.
okay. Let's drag that up there. So did you just remake your whole app, or are you just coming in from before? Yeah. So let's see. Once you've done the Ionic preview, first off, you need to get up out of the www directory. You need to be at your top level. So here. Then you may be using the wrong port. Okay, so for one thing, you probably memory limit full. Why are you running so much memory? Okay, let's close that. We got a couple of processes running. So I'm going to kill this.
Greg, come on.
Yeah.
Greg,
I knew you weren't murderer.
Greg,
Yes.
should I create an account for the phone gap?
Yeah. If you don't have an Adobe account, create an Adobe account. So why are we running into so much memory? Using process list. Okay. Micro inet D. Force kill. Kill a bunch of these. Okay, you don't need MySQL. Kill these here. And you have like multiple Apaches that you don't need right now. So let's kill those. And let's exit out of this. And your memory is still high. You want to get your memory down because that's one of your biggest problems. Apache 2. Come on. Kill that. Want to kill all these processes that are using up all your memory first. There we go. That should. No, you still have all that memory. We're going to restart your server, and then it'll reconnect. Workspace. I'm still using one. Yeah, look at your memory now. Okay, so if we CD up from here, should be able to this should work. No. Did I type it wrong?
Maybe
Yeah, that's been working for some people. So. There you go. Let's pick one. Your code's running. Click there to open up your preview. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Yes.
So I typed in the username and password.
Mm-hmm.
Came up with these two errors.
Source ref spec master does not match any. Failed to push. Did you do this again?
What? Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let's see here. Pardon me. No, it looks like your origin is correct now. So. Git remote, add origin. Let's see, this is what we want to do here. Go to your, and then push you origin master. So let's see here. So you tried this, and you put in your name and URL. Source ref spec master does not match any. So let's look at your this one. So you don't have a readme, you don't have a license. And you did the git init, and you did the.
Yeah, I did the git init and everything.
Yeah, I'm not the git expert.
Okay, so I did all that.
Let's try a commit just to make sure that everything is up and up. Can you do a git commit M? Just in case. Dash M. And then a space, and we'll just like type just in case here. Enter. So you had a couple files changed and 19 insertions. Okay, so, oh, see, you're in the wrong level. See, you're at the very top here. You wanted to.
I want to go to Dojo first.
Yeah, you want to go to Dojo first and do all that, including the git init. And then do the git init, the git add, the git commit. Okay. Well, I did not realize that we would have so many problems with Git. So what's going on? So first off, you don't want to be in the intermediate JavaScript. You want to be in your terminal. Okay, so. Okay, so Cooper. Okay. I'm going to worry about people taking, yeah, so you haven't pushed in your correct origin yet. So you need to take this line, like I said. You need to paste that in. So let's copy this, and let's go here. Which one? First app is right here. Now, if to Git Push You Origin Master. Hey, is anybody still having trouble pushing to GitHub? Yes.
When I follow my password, it doesn't let me go. Oh.
There you go. That's because you hadn't set up everything right now. Stop pushing keys. Stop pushing keys. Just let it finish, okay? Let it finish. Yes.
We don't have any problems with GitHub, but we wanted to run the app again in the emulator.
Sure. That's cool. Yep. You should be done any moment now. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for now.
So we were trying to follow the tasks from last week.
Yeah, and so we're finding that, with some of the people, preview is not working, you use serve.
Oh, you serve.
Yeah, ionic serve will work.
Except for the last step.
Mm-hmm.
Except for like the last step of the whole thing, are you going to do more steps after that?
Yes. If we have time, we're taking a lot longer to finish these last two steps. Yeah, well, they warned me that getting kids to push stuff to GitHub was going to be difficult, and just the brackets that I use, which is, like, hey, this is, yeah, a lot of people use those brackets literally, and so. Alrighty, so how many people are still working on getting their app pushed out to GitHub? Raise your hand if you are. So you're still working on getting your GitHub pushed? Okay. Okay, so have you gone to GitHub and created your repository? Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to avoid some of this because you don't want to do it like this. Let's go to your Cloud9. And so, see, okay, so that was, yeah, that's not going to work. See, the URL to your repo with Git tacked on is, when you see something in brackets like that, that means this is a representation of what you're supposed to use, not what you're supposed to actually use. So you actually want to use this line here. So let's go to your, so you want to actually just copy this one right here, and just copy this line, Control C, and then you can go into your Cloud9 app and you paste that in, and it will set your origin properly. Now you can do the git push, and you should be all right. The git push you origin master should work now. Yeah. And you'll need to type in your username. And when it asks for your password, the cursor will not move. It'll look frozen, but that's so that somebody standing behind you cannot see how many characters are in your password. All right, we have another person. Alrighty, so what are we trying now? Is your audio up?
Yeah, but when I
Okay, I don't know why. Did it preview okay and play the sound? So that's playing.
why don't you just sing?
So that should play on your phone. Now, one thing is like when you put your sound up here, I'll show you. When you put your sound up, I can't even reach these buttons. You do. So that's your actual ringtone, not your media sound. So like play a piece of music or something. There you go. See, that was all the way down. That was on mute. Still not working. Oh, now you gotta start your. Yeah, you can hear the clicks, which means that you've got some sound going. Okay, that's going. So you may want to restart the app. No, I mean like restart it. No. So if everybody's gotten through the GitHub, who has not gotten through the GitHub stage? Okay, it looks like some of you are jumping ahead, some of you aren't. So what we're going to do is we're going to just quickly go through the build stage and get you guys all on the same page again. So with build.phonegap.com, if you have an Adobe ID, you can sign in. If you don't, you'll need to sign up for an Adobe ID. Up at the top, we told you to do that. See, Dojo Second was the app we were going to create today that I don't think we're going to have time for because GitHub was GitHub. But here's where we have our main one. I'll just build it like it's a new project here. So you would create a new app. You put in the full directory there from your GitHub app with the .git. And since you're on master, you don't need to put anything in the brancher tag. And you pull from the Git repository. Yes. So you can tag files or you can branch your repository so you can have a main branch that people don't touch and a working branch that people are working in, or different projects going in different branches that then get merged up into the master branch. You don't want to normally, if you're like working with multiple people on one project, have anybody working in master. You want to have them working in their own branches or in their own forks, and have different projects going in different branches that you merge into master when they're ready. That, because if everybody's working in master, you can have some serious problems. But since you're the only one working on this and it's a simple app, you don't need to worry about it right now. Because like I said, you can do a full day tutorial. They do full day workshops on GitHub for adults, and you still walk out of them confused. But eventually you get it. The more you use it, the more you get it, and then it becomes like second nature. And then the next big thing after Git will come along, and people will hold on to Git like they held on to Subversion, like they held on to CVS, with both hands, refusing to let go. So as you see, we've pulled this Dojo first, and it says ready to build. You click that and it will build your app. Now there are different ways of getting your app from the system. You'll want to select like your Android app here, and it can for install here. Windows Phone, what? Still building. Yes. Okay. We'll go here. And so you have your APK. You can save that to your computer. You can mail it to yourself. One of the things that I find pretty simple is you can just scan the QR code, and it will take you to a URL that will then give you warning upon warning. Because if you download and install an APK that you are not familiar with, you can put some pretty bad malware on your phone. You've built this APK. You're getting it directly from Adobe PhoneGap Build. You know exactly what's in it. You can trust it. But you don't generally want to just download random APKs and install them on your phone. What'll happen is that you'll download it, and then at the top in your alerts, it'll show that you had a download complete. You can then click on the download to install the APK. And when everything is said and done, depending on the name of the app, the name you've given it, you should have an app with sort of like a plug-like look. Should have taken a screen cap. You'll have an app, simple as that. And that's what you'll have. Now we had somebody whose app wasn't playing their sound. We'd have to go deeper into it and find out why.
Yeah, the problem is already diagnosed. The problem is some people have older version of Android operating system. For them it doesn't work. The latest version of Android operating system it works. So the app will get installed, it will show the button, but the sound will not. So make sure you have most updated Android operating system version.
Do you know what version they had?
They had 4.2, 4.4.
4.4 is pretty much the latest version a lot of people have. So if Cordova is not doing this, we'll have to look into why.
Maybe you can mention the version of operating system.
Well, we'll look at it. We'll look at it. Another thing is that, well, no, they were using the MP3s that I downloaded, so. I'll have to investigate over the next week why if some people were having trouble with 4.4 in Cordova. I've got Lollipop on this phone. If you got Lollipop, I guess it works. We'll figure out why people were having problems and if you can target an older version. Because it shouldn't, I mean, this is straight HTML5. This is a browser. This should not be a problem. But we will figure this out. Yes.
Have you seen internet.file as an error?
No. If you built from the wrong level, possibly.
CoderDojo first, right?
Yeah, well, let's see here. So that's not PhoneGap there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this error.
URL's not found. So let's look at your GitHub here. Where's your GitHub? Okay, so this should, now that you push to GitHub, so you haven't pushed to this.
It looks like it did.
Yeah, you haven't
wait,
put in your username and password yet.
Oh, I thought you were, never mind. I thought he was done.
Yeah, he hasn't pushed the app to GitHub yet. You can start over. Control C and start over if you want. And then all you do is you press your up arrow to repeat the command. Now type in your username and then your password. Yeah, so. Yeah. Quite often the problem is simpler than it looks. Okay, so we're having that issue with people on older versions of Android. What version of Android are you on? So what you can do here, yeah, and then go down to the bottom. And it'll tell, oh wait, device. General? Okay, general. And about device. And you're on 4.4.4. So for some reason this isn't working with 4.4. I think they're having trouble over there. Unmesh said that he's running into it with that too. Is that one of Kevin's spare bananas? Alrighty. So I'm going to investigate why that's happening. That's not something we can like live debug right now because we've got about 20 minutes left. That's the icon. So what we were going to do is in today's, the lesson we had planned for today, I was going to show you guys how to set up a custom icon. So like, this is the icon we were going to do today. And we're going to do a little local storage, but it looks like we're not going to get to that because we're still getting people up and running. You can do that. You can also whoa, you're on a, okay, so you're on a Windows RT machine? Okay.
It's not RT, it's Windows Pro.
Oh, it's Windows Pro. Okay, you can download BlueStacks.
Oh, is it an emulator?
I have BlueStacks.
You do?
Yeah, you can run it on BlueStacks.
It's just an emulator that would work the same way?
Yeah.
I have BlueStacks.
Okay.
I haven't figured out how to load it onto BlueStacks, but you should be able to.
Stick with the part 2, the second application, or you have it online somewhere we can try it?
It's not online yet, but we'll get on. We're going to do part 2 next week.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, yeah, the basics of GitHub have yeah, this was a much higher learning curve, a lot slower pace than I expected. Yeah, occasionally.
I got that one. So we got failed to push some rest. And that's when I got the index stuff out.
So let's see here. Yeah, he got it. He's fine. Reload. Okay, so here, let me see your Cloud9 here. And CoderDojo app.git. And you push everything to it. Let's go to your GitHub. And refresh that. Just click here. Yeah, you should have everything now. Wait, sec. Well, no. Okay.
Oh, that's not an address.
What? Oh.
It's an HTTPS.
Just
No.
the whole thing.
Change the @github.com. Okay, so let's go back to your GitHub.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
Grab
that.
this, right? Copy here. And let's go back to PhoneGet build. Paste that in, and then add on .git. There you go. Now, ready to build. Build it. There you go. How are we coming along?
He's trying to find some way to run.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun thing because if you're on Windows Phone 7, like not 7.5 or whatever, 7.8, but Windows Phone 7, the local storage thing that we're going to do that was planned for this week won't work. 8.1. You can get Windows Phone 10.
Oh, yeah. Can. Christopher, how much tutorial support did you get? What?
Yeah, so it's a little too late to try and get into this to the second day tutorial. But if you go to so what we'll do is you can get one called BlueStacks. It's an Android phone emulator for Windows, unless you're running a Hackintosh there. Because I see the ThinkPad logo, but I've seen people running Mac on ThinkPads. It's called a Hackintosh. It's basically where you hack Macintosh. You hack the Macintosh OS so it will run on PC hardware. Yeah, if you just Google Hackintosh, yeah. So what some people do is they'll like Hackintosh in a VM because they want to like compile iOS apps. So anyways, what I'm going to show you guys here for next week is if you go to the Seattle Code, I'm going to put up the instructions like probably on Sunday night with the second week thing. If you go here, you see there's a second Android repo in our GitHub repository. And if you want to sort of poke around that, you can. Two things I'm going to point out to you. Here in the config.xml, you notice that I have icon source, img, robohead, png. And so that will basically give you this robot head as your icon. If you have downloaded the robot, we'll have the instructions. And then there's also one of the things that we're doing is we're talking about file management. So we're talking about, having a separate JavaScript file where you keep your JavaScript. So it makes it easier to keep everything organized and have separation of concerns. We'll talk about that more next week. But this is the JavaScript that's going to power the app. And then we also have our CSS over in the CSS here, app style. And in our index, we have the new app, which is basically just, it's simply an app that asks you your name and stores it. What we were going to talk about was persistent storage. So your user can come in and set various settings that will be saved all throughout. You know, the only way that these settings are going to get killed is if you either wipe the phone or you wipe the app's data. But these settings will be saved, but we're not going to get into like, you know, trying to save them to a server and all that sort of stuff, because if we're having this much trouble with GitHub, we don't want to get into a whole lot of client server stuff right now. So it's simply persistent data using the local storage API in HTML. So that's what we're going to cover next week. And we'll try and get a working app that lets you make some settings and plays a little game with you before we're done today, before we're done this month. And we're also supposed to have somebody from the App Store come in and talk to us about submitting apps, the Amazon App Store. And then last, what's going to follow this class in this room, we'll put up the signups for it end of May, is Avi is going to do a JavaScript gaming sequence for the 6 weeks during summer that we'll be on. So we'll be on June 13th, 27th, July 11th, 25th, August 8th, and 22nd. And these will be, he'll do a 6-week workshop on creating games with JavaScript. And a lot of that will translate to be able to be used in Cordova, because Cordova is an HTML5 app framework. So you guys will, if you guys take that, by the end of that, when you combine this knowledge with that knowledge, you should be able to like build the game and get it on a phone. Boom. And then after that, we'll do the Minecraft modding workshop again. But the install step, Brandon, going to be gone. We're going to have a server company sponsoring it, and we will have pre-configured servers. You will just whitelist and opt yourself. That's it. So we'll get right into programming day one, and that will be we'll actually start. We're going to do more of the beginning JavaScript, lure some kids out of the scratch room. Yes.
Is Cordova doing anything for this right here to make it play on the phone, or is that was just part of us getting started?
So what Cordova is it's the public, it's the open source version of PhoneGap, which is a framework that allows you to make one app in HTML5 and then build out a native app that uses that HTML5 in iOS, Android, or Windows Phone. And so Cordova or PhoneGap is sort of the tool that turns your little web app into a phone app. So really what we are doing is we're basically building web apps that we're then turning into phone apps. And with Cordova, it also exposes some of the phone's native APIs, like getting access to the accelerometer and other features of the phone that you would not be able to get from the browser. So it gets you a little deeper access into the phone's internal functions so that you can create apps that are almost as good as native.
So what if you had Dreamweaver, you can download like Bootstrap and use it there, and that's easy to your kids, but it's
I would avoid Dreamweaver like the plague, just because every time I've used Dreamweaver, the code that it puts out is just the ugliest code ever. Other than that, you should, you know, once you get an understanding of how Cordova builds the apps, you should be able to just, I mean, you could hand code your HTML. You could use a WYSIWYG like Dreamweaver if you really wanted to. There are a number of tools. And Ionic builds on top of, we're using Ionic just for the preview functions, some of the scaffolding that it does. But there are a lot of tools that build on top of Cordova. Telerik's got one. There's Ionic. There are a few others. So yeah, I would bet there might, since Dreamweaver is an Adobe product, there might be an Adobe Dreamweaver integration with PhoneGap. So you might want to like Google Dreamweaver and PhoneGap, because Cordova is just what we're using because it's the open source version. You can pull it up in Cloud9. But if you're really, like you're going to run locally and you're going to do everything the way you want to do it, there's a lot of flexibility. Any other questions? All right, well, it's 11:31. I'm sorry that some of you, your apps did not work. I will investigate why and how we can get older versions of Android to work with this, because this should not be an issue. It may be like the older version of Android doesn't support MP3, or it might be, we'll figure it out. And once we figured it out, we will come back and we will make your apps work. We will do a git stage to stage your changes. We will do a git push. We will do a build, and we will get a working app in the first like 10 minutes of class. Then we will get on to what was supposed to be this week's class. And then we will be off on the 23rd for Memorial Day. And then we'll be back to finish up on May 30th. Alrighty then. Welcome.